Welcome to the Roncast, where entrepreneurs find killer tips, techniques, and tools to start and growth hack any business. Brought to you by one of Canada's favorite business personalities, Ron Davies. Enjoy the show.
Hi, and welcome back to the Roncast. I'm going to be taking the podcast in a little bit of a shift in direction here, and the reason for that is largely around COVID. So COVID has impacted every imaginable type of employment or service or professional space. So since my greatest ability to help is probably in the high-end service industry, what I'm going to do is produce some content and maybe even a couple of products around helping the professional service space. So everything from real estate agents to home appraisers, insurance people, and kind of everything in between. The reason I want to do that is in no small part because a lot of my background is in the real estate space. You guys probably know I've been involved in quite a few different real estate franchises. I've done consulting for the founder of Century 21 in marketing. I think when Tom Ferry and I were going back and forth about 10 years ago, he was just absolutely stupefied at what I knew about marketing for real estate people in particular. Yet he didn't buy the license to access that information. But hey, you know what? My stuff was expensive because it's worth it. That's why you get what you get from Tom Ferry, and then you get what you get from me. You know, I don't attract roomfuls of $200 spenders. I'm interested in the guy that's ready to commit, $100,000 a year or every 2 years in order to be the top in the space, not just another agent doing what Tom Ferry tells you to do. So at the end of all of this, what we'll have is a series of podcasts to help really anybody in marketing, but more targeted towards the service industry, professional services industry, and even more so targeted towards real estate agents, brokers, traders, anybody that's interested in lead generation. And where I want you to end up, and where I know you can end up, because lots are doing this already outside of this podcast through expertmethod.ca. Where you'll end up is basically a system, a very simple system that generates, in this case, home buyer and home seller leads 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, automatically with very, very little touch. And they're highly targeted leads. So it would still work the same in insurance. It would work the same for a mortgage broker. It will work the same for anybody. And the fact of the matter is, I've yet to find a marketing agency out there that's doing this. They're not, because they don't know about it. So when you think, well, Ron, I've got a marketing agency and I don't know, you're throwing money away on pay-per-click or whatever it is you're doing, just remember that I'm one of the guys marketing agencies pay to learn new things. Marketing agencies don't generally spend a lot of time and energy learning new things because they're getting your money right now every month. They know just enough to know more than you know, and that's what it takes. Most marketing agency models, as you know, I've worked in a lot of incubators and accelerators around marketing and marketing agencies in several countries, and I've consulted, like I said, all the way from the founder of Century 21 here in Canada, all the way up to the PR advisor to ex-President Obama and everywhere in between, including, local mom and pops. So I kind of know what I'm talking about. I want to pass it on to you guys. So that's kind of the pivot we're going to take in this podcast going forward. Don't be discouraged. If you're an entrepreneur that's not involved in the service industry, this will still help you a lot. If you're a business opportunity person, this will still help you a lot. All you have to do is think of it in the context of what you do. So really, what I'm going to be passing to you is a templated system for developing unlimited leads 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, using a technique in social media that takes almost no effort at all once it's set up, and anybody can do it. It's really easy to set up. I'm going to call it something like the expert method blueprint or something like that, expert method. The reason I want to call it that rather than real estate this or real estate that is because, like I say, this applies to much more than just real estate, but because I've been involved in real estate, commercial, residential, I've been a part owner of quite a few franchises in real estate. I want to kind of build it around something, so it's not kind of nebulous. You know, it's around a specific thing, but you will be able to take out that specific thing and target it to whatever you do. So going forward, I think I'm going to stick with expert method. So going forward, this will be called expert method blueprint. How about that? Because that's really what it is. It's a complete blueprint, step by step, on how to make social media work properly for you. Not the hokey crap that you're seeing from a lot of agencies, because honestly, like I said, they're stumbling around in the dark. They don't know. And honestly, I don't blame them. They don't have the time to know. They can't afford a $200,000 a year guy to be an expert on social media, and that's what someone that's any good at this costs. What they spend on a good person is money that they're not taking in from you or other people that hire those agencies. One of the other reasons I want to take this in the real estate direction is when this whole COVID thing started, I keep in touch and have lunch periodically with agents and brokers and mortgage brokers and whatnot. I have a very good guy in the mortgage space, and his expectation, a very well-informed and well-educated expectation, was that we were going to take about a 20 to 25% haircut on property values here in the Quinte area, the Bay of Quinte area, which is sort of a marine retirement part of southeastern Ontario. A lot of wealthy people from the city retire out here. So what happened during COVID is people started getting afraid of densely populated areas, which makes total sense, right? They became concerned that just being around there, having their kids around there, the probability of them contracting COVID-19 was much greater than in lower density areas like recreational property areas, the Muskokas, Kawarthas, Quinte, where I am here. So what they've been doing has been sort of a mass exodus out of Toronto, in my case, out beyond the suburbs and out into these sort of recreational areas. And it's really driven property values, which has been great. I think just in June alone, my house rose in value 9% in the month of June. Most offering prices or asking prices for real estate right now are nowhere near what the final price ends up being. Most agents that are on the buyer side will tell buyers, look, even if you think you're going to get this house for, let's just say $500,000 for an easy number, be prepared to spend another $100,000 in order to get it, and be prepared to not put any conditions on the deal. And I don't know if you're a homeowner or if you're planning to be a homeowner, but one of the conditions that typically goes on an offer when you're going to buy another house is the condition that you can sell your house. So even that condition, let alone the conditions for things like mechanical inspection of the building, any of those, any condition at all, you won't get the deal because you're getting a bidding war on every house. I've seen people leave their little bungalows that they sell in the city for $1.2 million, $1.3 million. They come out here and $1 million buys them a nice size house, some nice property, and probably some money left over. So there has been this major exodus, and the well-known agents that are in the area are the ones that are benefiting the most. Those that have not got their marketing figured out, those that are counting on crappy websites like MLS.ca or Realtor.ca, these incredibly badly engineered, impossible to use websites for the home buyer. You're counting on a marketing engine that is so outdated and so defunct I don't even know what to tell you. I've never seen such bad site design as there is. Some of these sites require you even to sign in to look at the properties, which means they have no SEO value. I've had my IT guys look at them, and the properties aren't even getting crawled by Google because Google doesn't know how to sign in, right? So anyway, the long and the short of this really is that I'm going to help you, right? Even if you're one of the top guys, this is going to help you. Once this thing is set up, you're going to be all rock and roll. So what will happen is you'll be able to go to expertmethod.ca. So that's expertmethod.ca, expertmethod.ca. You'll be able to see it there. There'll be a few different options on what you can do, but what I really want to do is get this thing out to you. So each podcast will cover a different part. I'll probably put some of it up on slideshare.com so you can view some of the instruction and teachings on sort of it's not PowerPoint because I use a Mac. So you'll be able to do it as a slideshow. But that's the direction I want to go. I'd love to hear your feedback, especially if you're in the real estate space, the challenges you're facing, and we'll definitely rock and roll this thing. I've come up over 10 minutes. I hope I've given some good information here. I know this is the direction that I want to go that will bring the most benefit to the spaces that I have the most experience in. Have a wonderful day. I'm Ron Davies. This is the Roncast, and we're talking about expertmethod.ca. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.
That's it for this episode of the Roncast. Be sure to subscribe and tune in again for killer tips, techniques, and tools to growth hack any business. We hope you've enjoyed the show.